Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucas and Happy New Year. It is 2024, the year of prosperity, and I am wishing you all a bountiful harvest in all of your hopes and dreams in the year to come. I've made a little bit of progress since the last meditation video, and so I will update you guys on that, as well as give you guys an exercise from the book, The Miracle of Mindfulness. So yeah, between some health things, I've had a bit of a struggle, but the mindfulness has definitely helped. It's helped me understand where I'm at as far as what I think of things, where I'm at as far as what I'm feeling, and where I am at as far as where I'm going. So it's been very enlightening, even though it is not necessarily solving the problem yet. That's probably another topic I want to cover soon too, is that knowing your problems doesn't always solve them, but that's okay. It doesn't have to solve a problem by putting a nice bow around it or giving it a nice name. Sometimes it's just, it is what it is, right? But knowing the enemy, knowing the battle is a lot more valuable than just stabbing in the dark. So yeah, last video, about a week ago, I had some irritation, some impatience, and I noticed that during my meditation I found my mind being tugged from different modes of thinking, different things I might have said, different things other people might have said to me, and just how that feels. And I don't know why I was thinking that at the time, but I was kind of overcome with those thoughts. So it was very enlightening, and I've been doing minor meditations between the last video and this one. But with that out of the way, let's get into the exercise. Now, before we get into the exercise, it's important to talk about breathing, because breathing is the cornerstone or the important piece of most meditative practices. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, breathing is just kind of a duh, right? Everybody knows how to breathe. But the thing is, as we go about our day-to-day lives, our breathing is erratic. Sometimes we're breathing through the mouth, sometimes we're breathing through the nose, sometimes we're breathing short breaths, long breaths, uneven breaths, and we're breathing through the chest, the diaphragm, or the stomach, and we don't keep track of the rhythm of our breaths throughout the day, usually. So when you're meditating, and this is just in my experience, but when you're meditating, it helps to breathe through the nose and breathe almost quietly, kind of like you're just feeling it slowly fill you up. Not raspy, not powerful breaths in, but just feeling it slowly enter your body and exit your body. That is what I noticed helps. And I was also figuring some of this out when I looked into things relating to anxiety, but it helps apparently to keep your breath equal in measure and length throughout. So if you take a 4-second in, you take a 4-second out. And I think there's like that 4-4-4 breathing where you take the 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds out. Something I've been getting into recently as well is belly breathing. I tried a little bit about this before, but apparently it's better for you in the long run if you're breathing not from the chest, but from the stomach. You can feel your abdomen sort of fill up before your chest starts to expand. And that's apparently the proper way to breathe when you're meditating. But if you're not used to this breathing, it's easy to get fatigued and it's easy to feel strain. So if you feel any strain at all or any fatigue, make sure you take a break. Go back to your method of breathing, especially if you're not used to it. You don't want to go whole hog into a new practice and strain something. So yeah, what is this exercise? This exercise is called the Pebble. Basically what you do is you close your eyes. You think of yourself as a pebble floating through the water of a river, swaying left and right and down and up as the chaotic currents of the river pass through you. It's important that you do not focus on controlling the trajectory of this pebble as you focus on it during your meditation, but imagine that this pebble is slowly falling to the bottom and settles on the sandy floor below. Once you have this image of this pebble on the bottom of the sandy floor of the river, you can then start to meditate on that position. You can feel what it feels like to be looking at that pebble, being the pebble, looking at the river around you, and sort of just like focusing on the calm and the tranquility of this river as it passes over you. And like the meditative practices before, just observe what happens in your mind, what kind of what kind of topics come up, what kind of emotions you're feeling, and what your mind and body are doing. No judgment, no halting, no encouraging, just observing. That's all you need to do, is just observe. From this vantage point of the chaotic river flowing over you, the currents moving through you, just focus on that and focus on it for a total of 30 minutes. Now, as I'm going to try this myself, I think that the 30-minute mark is going to be the hardest thing for me, because last time I was getting impatient and getting a bit irritated with the 15-minute mark. And since then, between last video and this video, I've only done like 10-minute meditations between them. So it'll be interesting. I think that'll be the hardest part for me, and I'm going to try not to be so judgy on my own thoughts and my own feelings, but if you are there meditating with me, I wish you guys luck. I will be back with the results of this meditation right after this. All right, I'm back. That was quite a journey and quite a test, I must say. It's amazing what sort of things are going on in the back of your head that you don't realize, that are just like working their way through your system, and how many things are working in the background that you aren't even aware of. It's kind of like if you have the task manager open on a computer and you notice all the background programs that are working in addition to the active programs. That's kind of what it feels like. 30 minutes was definitely a lot. I'm definitely not used to meditating for that long at all. And so towards the end, I found myself getting very impatient, and it was hard not to judge myself for that, because I know part of this is about being in the moment and being in the here and now and not worrying about things. But it's sort of like a struggle, because you don't want to beat yourself up over your lack of focus. But at the same time, you're strengthening your focus skills. So there's a balance there. And the key is, like I said, to not judge yourself. I don't think, as far as judging, I was too judgy of myself this time. I noticed that I was kind of like, as my mind was drifting off, as I was focusing on the pebble on the bottom of the substrate, I was focusing on like hurtful social situations or hurtful experiences that I've had, and but they weren't that bad, honestly. Mainly, I was getting distracted by how my body was feeling, what I plan on doing with like the video, trying to focus on not focusing, trying to focus on just being in the here and now. So it was kind of like there was a lot of chatter at the beginning, but about 15 minutes in, it did start to quiet down a little bit. Although I do know I have a long way to go, that's some promising progress. And I don't know what you guys think of when you think of a pebble in a river, but since I live here in Arizona, I think of like Sedona and all those cool little hiking trails and like the cool little desert rivers that are there. I think of those. And so that's what I was focusing on. I tried imagining in my mind's eye, seeing the pebble from the POV pointing up into the water and at the surface, kind of like if you see the refraction if you're in a swimming pool. And then I swapped my POV to the side, where you're looking at the pebble from outside on the dirt around the river, looking into it on the side, and then a top-down view. A top-down view looking at the pebble from above. I noticed that there was still some tension in my jaw, but yeah, very enlightening, and I hope that this video was of use to you guys. Stay tuned for the next mindfulness journey. I don't know if it's going to be an exercise, a progress update, a vlog, what have you, or just like some sort of educational content in regards to that, but it's going to be on that theme. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Be kind to yourself, please. I'll catch you later.